a phone to record a long video. Now, it's not intended to do that. Now, it's very confusing when you're building hardware and people want to, and software, they want to do things your product was not designed for. And this phones were only designed for calling originally, and they modified it to the point where the video, anyway, so it's incredible. It's, they saw those flip communicators in Star Trek, and most scientists and computer guys see that and they say, oh, I want that, and they work on building it. Now, so bugs, that was a bug. We fixed it the best we could. We deleted hardware. We deleted some files. Now, the next thing we got to do is there's a kind of a design flaw in my handle, or material flaw. And by the way, I worked at Intel for a while. It was not uncommon when they're making a computer chip to fire it up, and that's the raw materials, and there would be an error. Something was wrong in the silicon. They didn't know what it was. All they knew was it didn't work. And, I know what that is, and I know it wouldn't work in the axe end of our stone axe. All right, so, again, back to the evolution of tools, which computers have done. Now, this is a real high-tech screwdriver, okay? It ratchets, so I can go like this, or I can just turn it around. Now, my brother, for 30 years, he made his living undoing screws. Now, you notice that goes pretty fast, okay? Now, at my age, though, that's not fast enough. I am impatient, so I quickly go, I don't want to do that. And I have what I call toolitis, all right? I never met a tool I didn't want to own, okay? So, what I got here
It's
is
probably an actual condition.
Yeah, I think it is. Now, this is a really cheap Harbor Freight cordless screwdriver. Not very powerful. My son, who is a tradesman professionally, he would never buy this. But since I only use it once in a blue moon, I bought it. So I'm going to put that in there. Now, I expect it might not go fast because it's so weak. Oh, wrong way. All right, you see that we fixed that bug, our material thing, pretty quickly. So now, I need to wrap this up. It's time for dinner. So now, to create this, Sam, you can come closer.
I know, I was just leaning on the car as a back support.
Okay, that's cool, as long as you're not, anyway. So, the end object is to get that stone head in there. Now, I tried to work this stone, right, Sam?
Yep.
And, the YouTube video showed you could strike this and pieces of the rock would come off. We thought it was flint, but because it wouldn't strike and it was really hard, we assumed that this is some other kind of chippable rock, but I don't know. I'm not a geologist. I'm sure if I showed this to a geologist, they could answer in a few minutes. Now, now I'm in a hurry. Again, I want to do this job, and I want to get in and have dinner with my family. So what I've got to do, and now I know this won't work because this wood is not pliable like fresh wood is, or this is dried pine. Okay. Now they've given up flexibility to make it dry and workable. Matter of fact, it's too workable. When I was building a oak, what's that? Coat tree in the hallway? Not over there, Sam. I made it out of oak, and I would screw in a screw, and the oak was so tough, the screw would snap. Drove me crazy. So anyway, now, ideally, I would have my bandsaw up, and I would cut out a big slot in here for me to slide in that stone head, all right? But I'm in a hurry, and, computer scientists and programmers, they do this. They're in a hurry, they got to do something. So, anyway. All right, now my original plan, and by the way, I expect this to fail, and, I would have to come back to a better plan. So, my original plan, and the more I think about it, the more, hey, this might not be very safe. So I need to make some adjustments. I was just going to take that chisel. All right, I was just going to take the chisel and pound it into there and get that wood to split. Okay.
That would explode and send shards everywhere.
No, Sam, it wouldn't. I mean, it makes reasonable that it could explode, but where are those stupid plants? Oh, there they are.
You threw them on the ground.
All right, now keep in mind, like I said, this is memory. It kind of helps the computer work, and I'm disorganized, you know. And
Computer with too much gigabyte storage.
no, it's not too much storage. It's crap not organized. Literally, you can do this to your computer by firing up programs, closing them, firing up programs, closing them, firing up, closing. You can also do it by loading up a lot of toolbars on your browser. So that was a big problem when the internet first came out. People would load up all these toolbars. Then they'd call the support desk I was working on and say, my browser doesn't work with a crap. What can you do? All right, we're wrapping it up. Can I have 10 minutes or we got to quit?
We're going to eat.
All right, we'll be a little bit late.
I would like to get to dinner on time.
Sam, give me 10 minutes.
Okay.
All right, and we'll be done when we do this one thing. All right, so I take my hammer again. Wrong tool. I want a bigger hammer.
That one. That one right there.
Okay, you're right, Sam. Okay, so I'm going to give this a whack. Fully expecting it to splinter. I only want it to go down here. I expect it to splinter and go past that mark. All right, so. Progress is slow. I'm thinking about it. I realize, hey, I need to strike it. The weakest part of wood, and again, this is knowledge that computer scientists would have when they're trying to do a computer program. They would know the weakness that they'd have to avoid to do work. So I happen to know that you want to go with the grain when you're trying to split it, and the grain goes like this. Okay? So striking it here would be hard. Striking it there, I'm throwing across the grain, and just like a piece of Kevlar, if it's layered up, it's really tough. So, all right, so I need to adjust. Oh, it's pretty simple. I was trying to, I wasn't on the grain. I'm trying to go with it. All right, this is an indication, you know, just like you're studying, if you're getting sloppy, tired, and you're redoing paragraphs and stuff, you need to stop. It's not, you might be able to power through, but, you're going to have to come back and redo a lot of your studying and work. All right. So this is the last thing we're going to do. I want to get to dinner. Just like Sam, I'm a typical guy. Food is a priority. Now, I'm sitting here thinking, I can do one strike or a lot of strikes with this chisel. I'm going, all right, I got a fix for this. It's not the best. All right, Sam, follow me. Alright. Again, I'm a pretty disorganized airhead. Alright. This is a better chisel. This is wood chisel. This is wood. Alright. Don't ask me why I didn't get it out. Alright. Here's a prized possession. It's my grandpa's again. It goes with that anvil. And it could be 100 years old for all I know. If you look here, it's been mushroomed. A lot of use. Alright, now I look in here, I'm going to get the wood chisel.
The fact that it's been mushroomed tells you that it's really effective.
No, it tells me it's been beat on a lot. And it also tells me that it's hard. What I mean by that, it's hard metal. Alright, now, my computer scientists, they were always compromising using the best tool they had. So
that's a sledgehammer, Papa.
Yeah, that's a mini sledgehammer. Now, I am a klutz when it comes to swinging hammers. I could whack my finger
break your finger for all we know.
Yeah, hopefully I wouldn't break it. It would just hurt.
I know how to use sledgehammers, especially small ones like that. I should do the hammering.
Sam, we need to get done. I'm sure you can do it. But, if your mom, if you smash your finger and you wind up in the ER, I'm in hot water. And I don't want to be in hot water. I'm cold, but not that cold. Show them outside. It's April. It's overcast. Been raining. So, I don't like it. All right, seeing here. All right, there we go. These vice grips aren't really made to hold chisels, but I'm adapting. All right. And like computer scientists over the ages, they've changed their tools to be easier to use, quicker, and that's me. Not a computer scientist, I'm a network guy. So anyway, I position. I make a little tap, so I think it won't veer off. Make another tap.
Ooh, it's splitting.
Yeah, I know. So, I have done this before, so I might be able to guess how far it'll go down.
Oh, we shouldn't go any farther.
Yeah, Sam, you're right. Now, let me just explain. I'm trying to think of the analogy here that I could use on this. Now, the next step to do something, if you look at that, it looks good on this side. You'll see it split this way, so the axe handle will not really work well. All right, so again, it's trying to rush it, trying to do something with the wrong tools. And, computer scientists did this all the time. The NASA...
Papa?
Yeah?
I think this is light enough and just lighter and just strong enough to make it split easier. No. So it doesn't split that far and unevenly.
No, Sam, you're correct. Analysis, but my experience allows me to know that it wouldn't work. You okay with that?
Yeah.
All right, so let's just finish this up. If it was right, I would have cut, the notch out of a bandsaw. And a design issue here. I should have had
too thick.
Yeah, I should have had the handle this big to make an axe out of that rock. And again, if I was, a computer scientist working on hardware project,
we did buy those tools, so maybe we could saw that down to make it thinner.
Okay. All right, it's cool looking tool, Sam. But I want to go eat, and that would take. What do I do with those dumb things? All right, it would take a long time. So anyway, let's wrap this up. I cut a big hole in here. It would break. It wouldn't work.
Are you trying to sneak up on us?
No, it's okay. Who's sneaking up?
Dylan.
All right. Now, I really do believe that computer scientists did a lot of salvaging. We're going to come in and eat. So here's some salvage materials I'm not going to use, but I could have used. And I was going to try to fasten the axe head to this handle with this nasty old rope that's not very flexible. I would have unbraided it like this, and then, you've probably seen pictures of tomahawks, and then I would have, did one of these looping lashes where
I
it
think
lashed
that would have
in.
worked better than our original plan.
Yeah, it would work, and then I'd cover it in Elmer's glue, but it's not going to work. It's not going to be effective.
Want to smack and unravel?
What do you mean, Sam?
Well, if it's only a thin old bird like that, it's had time to rot. So if you just try to smack anything with that, it'll probably just split in like 4 days.
Okay. Now, Sam just made a hypothesis. And I always believe, that's a good hypothesis. But a hypothesis isn't really strong until you test it. You should do that too. And what? Go ahead, speak loud.
2 more minutes until we're over a limit of 10 minutes.
Okay, all right. All right, now, back up, Sam. This could be dangerous. See that?
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to get at arm's length, and I'm going to strike this chisel. And I fully expect the thing to splinter all the way through to the handle, but I don't want to get hurt, so I'm going to just give it a hard, but not gentle tap. So 1. All right, good. You see there that it moderately cut, and I don't care to split that thing. And I would get the axe out as my next thing and hit the dumb thing really hard, and the axe would split it like a wedge. By the way, my hero Abraham Lincoln was called the rail splitter, and he would take these huge logs, put a wedge in the end, and he'd wield this big sledgehammer and whack. He could hit it hard enough where that rail would split, and you'd have a rail. All right, Sam, shut it down. Let's go eat.
Bye.